While the world is preparing for a big New Year celebration, I'm sitting here and I realize there's a moment we don't talk about much. It's not the beginning and it's not the ending. It's the space between the two. It's when the sky isn't dark yet, but the sun is already gone. It's that space between the sunset and the sunrise. And that's where most of life actually happens. Recently, I was sent a photo, and it's a picture of a journal notebook held up against a beautiful Hawaiian sunset. And at the top of the page, there are these words, written softly, almost like a prayer. Things I am sunsetting. Not things I regret, not things I hate, just parts of my life where the season is complete. And it made me think, we've been taught all of our life to celebrate new beginnings, new years, new goals, new gears, and new opportunities. But no one ever teaches us how to honor endings, how to let something finish without calling it a failure, but for accepting what it needed to be and seeing it as a blessing. Because not every year is going to feel new. Unfortunately, some years end with loose ends. And some years, they're going to give you lessons you didn't ask for. And the temptation is always to sprint into January and pretend that you didn't feel the weight of what's unfinished in your life. But the truth is, you can't enter a new season clean by simply ignoring the last one. You enter it clean by closing what needs to be closed. So let me say this. A sunset is not a loss. And in fact, it's a signal. And that signal says this chapter has said what it needed to say. And let that give you permission to stop dragging what is complete into what's coming next. Because some seasons didn't end because you failed. They ended because they worked in what you needed them to. They taught you. They stretched you. They revealed you. And they refined you. And sometimes the most mature thing you can do is to look back on a season that hurt or a season that ended and still say, you're complete. Not because it ended exactly how you wanted, but because you learned and you grew from it. You can't have the sunrise of the morning without the sunset the night before. So here's what I'm doing as 2026 comes to a new beginning. It's not a resolution. It's a release. My sunset list, not written in anger, but written in honesty and with gratitude. And these are the things that I'm sunsetting with this past year. The need to force outcomes, the need to rush healing, the need to carry what was never mine to carry, the need to prove myself to people who have already decided who I am. And I'm sunsetting the habit of waiting for someday. I'm sunsetting the version of me that confuses endurance with direction. But here's the part that most people will miss year after year. A sunset is never just about letting go. It's about what you protect in the dark moments of life. Because your vision doesn't die at night. Vision actually forms there. Because here's also what sunsets do. They don't just tell you what's ending. They prepare you for what's about to rise next. Because the space between the sunset and the sunrise, it's not empty. It's actually formative. It's where the next version of you starts to take shape. So as 2026 approaches, maybe the question isn't, what do you need more of? Maybe it's, what season has finished speaking? What version of you deserves rest? And what do you honor as complete? Even if it wasn't how you hoped it would be. And then, quietly, with intention, ask yourself the next question. What is rising next? Not to prove anything, but with clarity. And for me, what rises next is this: a deeper commitment to truth, to my voice, to building something meaningful. Not fast, not flashy, not for applause, but real. To create a community where people remember their strength, their story, their worth. And that's alignment. Because the sunrise doesn't need anyone's applause to rise. And if you're listening to this at the edge of a year and you feel the ache of something, I want you to know you're not late, you're not broken, you're not behind, and you're not lost. And I really believe this is why people love the idea of a new year. It's because of this unseen truth. You never know when you are standing in the space where your ending has just turned into a beginning. So tonight, tomorrow, when you're ready, write your sunset list. Name what you're releasing. Honor it as complete. Then close that book. Because dawn doesn't need you to be perfect. But it does need you to rise with it. And this is the unseen truth. Sunsets and sunrises. Because sometimes the most powerful new year starts by you honoring what had to come to an end and welcoming what is finally ready to rise.